Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for a kindness. Seneca Stoic, perspective on kindness versus niceness. In Stoic philosophy, kindness and niceness are two distinct virtues. Kindness is seen as an essential virtue, while niceness is seen as a less essential virtue. Kindness is the virtue of acting in a way that is helpful to others. It is based on compassion and empathy. Kindness is something that we do because we genuinely care about the well-being of others. Niceness is the virtue of being pleasant and agreeable. It is based on politeness and courtesy. Niceness is something that we do to make others feel good or to avoid conflict. The difference between kindness and niceness can be seen in the following examples. A kind person will help someone in need, even if it is inconvenient or difficult for them. A nice person may also help someone in need, but they are more likely to do so if it is convenient and easy for them. A kind person will tell someone the truth, even if it is something that the person does not want to hear. A nice person may avoid telling someone the truth if they think that it will upset or offend them. A kind person will stand up for what they believe in, even if it is unpopular or controversial. A nice person may avoid conflict and go along with the crowd, even if they disagree with what is happening. Which virtue is more important? While both kindness and niceness are virtues, kindness is seen as the more important virtue in Stoic philosophy. This is because kindness is based on compassion and empathy, which are essential qualities for living a good life. How to be more kind. There are a number of things that you can do to be more kind. Be compassionate and empathetic. Try to see the world from other people's perspectives and understand their feelings. Be helpful and generous. Offer your help to others even if you are not asked. Be honest and truthful. Tell people the truth even if it is something that they do not want to hear. Stand up for what you believe in even if it is unpopular or controversial. Being kind is an essential virtue for living a good life. It is based on compassion and empathy, which are essential qualities for connecting with others and building meaningful relationships. To stop being kind, you would need to cease to care about the well-being of others. This means becoming indifferent to their suffering and their needs. Become more selfish. This means putting your own needs and desires ahead of the needs and desires of others. Become more manipulative. This means using others for your own benefit without regard for their feelings or well-being. Become more aggressive. This means being willing to harm others in order to get what you want. It is important to note that these are all negative traits and that stopping being kind would make you a worse person. Kindness is a virtue, and it is essential for living a good and fulfilling life. If you are considering stopping being kind, I urge you to reconsider. Kindness is one of the most important qualities that a person can have. It is what makes us human, and it is what brings us together. You will lose friends and loved ones. People are drawn to kind people, and they are repelled by unkind people. If you stop being kind, you will alienate the people who care about you the most. You will become more lonely and isolated. Kindness is essential for building and maintaining relationships. If you stop being kind, you will find it difficult to connect with others and build meaningful relationships. You will be less happy and fulfilled. Happiness and fulfillment come from living a virtuous life. Kindness is one of the most important virtues, and stopping being kind will make it more difficult to achieve happiness and fulfillment. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Plato. Kindness is the language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Mark Twain. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. Aesop. Be the kind of person you wish the world had more of. Unknown. Kindness is the sunshine in which virtue grows. Robert Greene Ingersoll. Seneca. Trust no one completely, but do not distrust everyone completely. Epictetus. Do not trust your own thoughts too much, for they are often deceiving. Marcus Aurelius. Be careful trusting others, but be even more careful trusting yourself. Stoic belief that we should be cautious about trusting others, but that we should also be cautious about trusting ourselves. This is because we are all human, and we are all capable of making mistakes. The Stoics did not believe that we should never trust anyone. They believed that we should be careful about who we trust, and that we should be willing to forgive others when they make mistakes. However, they also believed that we should be self-aware of our own biases and limitations. Seneca's "trust no one completely, but do not distrust everyone completely" reflects the Stoic belief that we should be cautious about trusting others, but that we should also be willing to give people the benefit of the doubt. It is important to be aware of the risks of trusting others, but it is also important to be able to trust others in order to build and maintain relationships. The Stoics believe that the best way to deal with the risk of being betrayed is to not be too attached to the outcome of our interactions with others. We should be willing to give people the benefit of the doubt, but we should also be prepared for the possibility that they may let us down. The Stoic perspective on trust can be a helpful way to approach relationships. It allows us to build and maintain relationships while also protecting ourselves from being hurt. There is no one-size-fits-all answer to the question of when or where you should not be kind. However, it is important to be aware of the potential risks of being too kind and to set boundaries to protect yourself from being taken advantage of. Boundaries and being kind to yourself, even when others are not kind to you. Know your worth. Remind yourself that you are worthy of respect and kindness, regardless of how others treat you. Set clear boundaries. Decide what behaviors you are and are not willing to tolerate from others. Communicate your boundaries clearly and assertively. Don't be afraid to say no. It is okay to say no to requests that you do not have the time or energy for, or that make you feel uncomfortable. Take care of yourself. Make sure to get enough sleep, eat healthy foods, and exercise regularly. Taking care of yourself will help you to be more resilient in the face of adversity. Remember that you cannot control other people's behavior. You can only control your own thoughts, actions, and reactions. Focus on your own behavior and well-being, and don't let the behavior of others get to you. It is also important to remember that kindness is a virtue, even if others do not appreciate it or reciprocate it. Being kind to others makes the world a better place, and it can also have a positive impact on your own mental and emotional well-being. If you find that you are struggling to balance kindness with setting boundaries, it may be helpful to talk to a therapist or counselor. They can help you to develop strategies for setting healthy boundaries and protecting yourself from being taken advantage of. In the world, there is no one right answer to the question of where or when you should not be kind. However, it is true that if you are too kind to others, people may take advantage of you. This can be harmful to your life, which is equivalent to time. The more life you lose, the more time you have gone, and ultimately, you may end up being rude, lost, depressed, and behaving like a living dead body with no emotions, empathy, or intellect. One way to set boundaries on your own preferences and the preferences of others is to remember that you have the power of your thoughts, actions, and life. Remember this throughout your life.